your Saturday night can be a bit of a bitch.
Saturday night is the loneliest night in the week.
Well, it doesn't have to be. Load up Toxic Radio every Saturday night for the Heavy Metal Happy Hour with the one and only Fishman.
I know that, dude.
There will be interviews, ticket giveaways, a little bit of banter with Toxic Mike, and of course great metal from the 80s all the way through today. Starts at 7 p.m., runs until Fish says it's over.
Everyone get out!
Catch it only on Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic. Hey guys, dating life gone pretty shitty?
I find you so creepy, I think you should have to walk around with a bell around your neck.
Finding yourself getting a little desperate for some female companionship?
Alexa, tell me you love me.
Hell no. You disgust me.
What you need is to upgrade your style right now. The Toxic Store's got exactly what you need. Pick up some stylish gear featuring Deviant Gamer, Toxic Radio, and the Heavy Metal Happy Hour.
Oh, yeah!
You can find the store through the Toxic Radio app or toxicradio.net. Get in the game.
Do I make you horny, baby?
Get yourself a little love.
That guy's getting boobies.
Yeah, he is.
Toxic Radio and the Toxic Store. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic. Hey, buddy.
Raw.
Hey, man, that's a sweet Heavy Metal Happy Hour t-shirt. Where'd you pick that up?
Thanks, dude. I got it at the Toxic Radio shop.
Toxic Radio has a shop?
Yeah, dude. It's in the app or online at toxicradio.net.
That is sweet.
Yeah, and I also got a rockin' Toxic Radio hoodie and a Red Band Underground shirt. Dude, I'm gonna look so rockin' at the party tomorrow.
Well, I think you look pretty now.
Oh, wait, what?
The Toxic Radio shop is the place to get all your Toxic Radio gear. Shirts, hoodies, stickers. Find it at toxicradio.net or on the app. Don't buy it safe. Buy it toxic. Hey, where you going, man?
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. It is that time. That time to take a deep. Some people might be feeling like they're taking a deep right now. Some people, I don't know. A lot going on these days in 2020.
I think that's the best intro I've ever heard you do.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. We're not going to really dive into the election because I feel like everybody's talking about it. Well, it's not even that. It's like you're hypnotized by it. Like, I was watching it last night, and I'm like, why am I watching this? They're saying the same shit over and over again. Literally.
Yeah, nothing new. It is ad nauseum. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
so.
And you get it in a trance. And I'm
Yeah.
looking around today. I'm noticing, like, because my job is impacted by people, showing up, being in public, doing things like that, buying stuff. And, like, traffic was, like, sparse today. I mean, did you guys feel that way when you drove? Did you feel traffic was lighter than normal?
Absolutely. I mean, coming home, I normally don't zoom I haven't zoomed home as quickly today as I have during COVID when it was like, oh shit, I'm an essential worker, so don't have to worry about traffic anymore.
So here's the thing. Like, I came from Philadelphia on the other end of Philly by Montgomery County all the way over to Jersey, and I hit no traffic.
It's
during
ridiculous.
Rush hour.
It's ridiculous because all people they've taken off work for this. I think I really do.
It's like
it's a holiday.
I think it's over, but I'll leave that where it is anyway. My point. I'm going to talk about it just to kind of like talk about the things surrounding it that
right.
I am observing, and not necessarily election or the politics itself. One of those being traffic, being something that is impacted, I guess, in a way where it's not normal, which I benefited from today, which was very nice.
Yes. I mean, hey, anytime that you can benefit from the craziness that's going on in the world, it's a good day.
Yeah.
The insanity.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yes.
So, that being said, what else? Like, I'm always amazed by, like, I see people upset, some people not upset, and I'm always amazed by what people will do for other people that they may have never met, right? Like, in Philly, I decided to go down. I'll explain. I decided to go down 76 instead of 676 because there were protests breaking out from both sides of the fence. One was saying stop the count. One was saying count the votes. Really confusing.
Yeah, it is very confusing.
Okay, sure.
They have to count
and
them anyway. So.
We're out there for this. They're going to count it either way. And I don't know both sides. Like, I saw both sides out there, and I'm like, just go the fuck home. Like, what is this? Like, who? I get it. There's something you feel passionate about, sure. But, like, what is going on? Like,
just go home.
There's literally two crowds going, count that vote. Stop that count. And then in one state, they're saying stop that count. And if they stop the count, it would actually hurt the person they're saying stop that count for. What is going on in 2020?
There's no logic anymore.
No fucking sense. They should be saying, keep counting. Right?
Absolutely.
I don't get.
You're making logical sense in an illogical time.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's craziness. And it really, I mean, I know you don't want to harp on it too much, but at the same token, like, they're keeping the energy going, whereas the everyday person who's going to work and coming home is just like, is this done with yet? Like, are we done? Can we just move on?
Yeah, I feel like
I've been like that for months.
I kind of feel like some of the news stations are like stretching it out as much as they can.
Yeah.
Like, as possible as they can. Like, I don't know if they are, but it just feels like it's almost like we're in a time warp right now.
Yeah.
Like for the last 2 days. Where nobody's doing nothing. It's the same thing. 24-hour news coverage on it. We're waiting for it. You know, I knew it was going to take at least a week to count all these votes. Because here's the thing. You have increased votes, less volunteers that work for free pretty much. Seniors weren't doing it at a large clip, which they normally do because of COVID.
Right.
So there was increased voting. No one should have been surprised by this. Now, all the other shenanigans around it, I'm not even going to touch. I'm just talking about observing this from afar and looking at people like, people are down at the convention center, and I purposely usually go through there, but I didn't because I didn't want to get caught in some, like, some vortex of bullshit.
Some crazy bullshit wave.
Yeah.
Now, here's my whole thing, to kind of go away from the politics of it, but still kind of staying in that realm. I posted on social media the other day, like, okay, it's November 4th, so COVID's over, right? Are we done with this? Does that mean it's over? Does that mean we don't have to wear masks no more? Because so many people were saying, watch, when November 4th hits, it's going to disappear. I still got to wear one to go shopping.
My theory on COVID with that is that COVID spikes can go through the roof 1,000,000 times, and they're not closing down shit till after Christmas.
Oh, wow. I never even thought about that. That's a good way to say it.
I said the same thing when spring was coming up, and they're like, are they going to open a Jersey Shore? I'm like, yes, they are. And they're like, how do you know that? I'm like, because there's no way.
Because I watch Jaws.
Yeah, there's no way. Right? Exactly. But there's no way they're going to be able to keep it shut down because people are going to lose their minds over it, business owners, things of that nature. So they were going to open it up to some effect, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to close it down before Christmas because there's a lot of money involved in that.
Money rules everything at the end of the day, no matter what. State-wise, American-wise, personal, like, money rules everything. And that's just the way it is.
Money talks.
Uh-huh.
That's the way it works.
Yeah, I guess.
I didn't think about that. That would be interesting to see if, like, our spikes across the nation are going crazy. Here in the Northeast aren't even close to the craziest it's been, but it is upticking. But it'll be interesting to see if your theory is correct that it will go all the way till Christmas before they start tapping out. Who knows? You might be right.
It will go into January. I guarantee it. I hope that doesn't happen. I know that England shut down for a month. I know Germany's done it.
Right.
And they're trying to be ahead of it. I know Canada's like, no, we're not even trying to open our borders. Like, I know, especially right now, they're like, nope. My thing with Canada is I think they're not going to open the borders until the election's over. That's what I thought was going to happen. But, the funny thing is when you're looking at it, you're like, okay, this is weird. It's like Groundhog Day. You're like,
right.
And I think it will be over in a couple of days. It's not as horrible as people expected. But
No.
when I see people like, you're protesting, like, for someone to count or not count, I just can't get over that.
But the whole thing is everybody...
And it's counterintuitive for who they want to win.
Right, but the whole thing is this whole time in every election, it's, I want my vote to count. I want, that's the whole thing. But the whole rhetoric of false and fake and all this is what's overruling this.
Yeah, but my thing is like, all right, I'm a big supporter of certain people, and they're like, I think you should go out in the streets and do this. I'm like, yeah, not so much. Not so much.
I still cannot believe. Sorry to cut you off, Jamie. I still cannot believe that businesses and houses in like bigger cities have boarded up their windows and their doors. I mean, for the fallout,
who knows what's going to happen. Right?
I totally agree with it. I mean, I'm glad I don't live in a big city, but I totally agree with it. But to go to those extremes, I've never, in my 40 years on this planet, have seen something like this, and that speaks volumes.
No, me neither. I mean, even in this area, I haven't seen anybody do it.
Well, I think people overreact, though. I live in a part of Philly that's never been touched by anything that's going on as far as the riots and looting and all that, and people still board up in certain sections there. But I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. There's nothing wrong with being overcautious, so I can get why a business owner might want to do that, just watching stuff on TV and getting panicked by it. But at the same time, like, I mean, people don't know how things are going to go. I mean, 2020 has no chill. I mean, literally, the election could end in a tie, and then, then it has to go to the House, and then it's even more of a shit show. That's another scenario that's kind of possible.
That's the last thing we need.
I saw that possibility too, and when they put that up there, but it really isn't a possibility. I mean, we're gonna have a winner. It's just what happens after that.
We get screwed. That's what happens after that.
No.
We've been getting screwed for a long time. I mean, I'm used to it.
Exactly.
I'm used to it. I'll take the pegging.
My ass hurts.
Whether they count the votes or not, no matter who ends up in the office.
Well, they're going to count them.
We get screwed one way or the other. It doesn't matter.
You have to count them because it's the law. But the stuff's going on around it just fascinates me. Like, it's been dead, like, my sales job for the past, I don't know, it kind of Monday night into, like, now. I don't know. I'm off there today, but I hope it's not. But it's almost like, even yesterday I started to notice this. I was on my way home around 4:50, 5 o'clock, and usually there's this road I have to go through. It's 2 lanes, 1 lane, 2 lanes, 1 lane, and it's always clogged up. Nothing. And I was like, what's this about? So Santa does have Christmas, and COVID is canceled. And he definitely does have underlying conditions. I mean, he's
overweight. He's obese.
He free balls it while delivering stuff in sub-zero temperatures in the sky.
He's always got that red nose. I mean, who knows what's going on there? That's definitely some kind of respiratory issue.
He needs something to keep him awake all night long.
Right. I mean,
he's doing blow.
He's doing blow.
Oh yeah.
But that definitely hits his immune system.
There's no way Santa's not doing blow. Let's be real here.
I wonder if there are any parents out there that are going to tell their kids, Santa's got COVID this year, so you're not getting many gifts.
Yeah. You're not getting anything. Christmas is canceled.
Here's some coal. They ain't canceling Christmas though, but that would be funny. I mean, listen, there's just so much money wrapped up into it. I just kind of feel like that won't happen. That's my whole reasoning. It's not political. It's if you follow the money, you can just really see it. And I knew in the spring Memorial Day weekend was going to fucking happen without a shadow of a doubt.
And we just had Halloween that just passed where, I mean, not a huge a government thing where people are going down the shore and stuff like that, but there was a lot of huge parties, huge Halloween parties that went down. Mm-hmm. I mean, people are still going to continue to do that, and if it does come to a lockdown in some way, shape, or form, it's going to be interesting. And as for Christmas, Amazon, you've got to imagine the higher ups, the suits at Amazon, friggin' love COVID because it has caused so many people to just order online.
Speaking of Amazon, I love that you brought them up because we were going to talk about them today. But how about Amazon with their ass-kissing propaganda commercials lately? Like, oh, we've created so many small jobs. We've done this. We've done that. Oh, look at our plane. It flies around. Like, fuck off. You're already cornering the market. Like, stop. And they're like, oh, look at this. Because they don't want to look bad, so they got to put out a PR campaign out there. That's what's going on.
But at the same token, they are just as bad as any politician where they're taking the situation that they're prevented and spinning it in their favor.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, when everybody was losing their jobs at the height of all of this, especially in the Northeast, I mean, Amazon was the one that said, oh, you lost your job? Come work here. And it was kind of weird because it's like you lost your job so that you can go home.
Well,
and
stay safe. Walmart.
And then they
did
said, come work here. So a lot of new employees went to Amazon, but also to keep up with the demand because why, dude, during COVID and still to this day, that put Walmart, gave me the worst taste in my mouth due to Walmart because Walmart is so dirty. To go in there even now is just ridiculous.
I definitely feel like I'm above Walmart. I go to Target instead.
Right. I used to love Walmart. Now I won't go there.
I look down.
I will not go there. But it wasn't any kind of I'm higher up than you. It was COVID that made, because before COVID we just kind of, it was the people of Walmart. You just kind of giggled at it, you know?
Yeah, well,
you kind
just
of
remember,
laughed at it. It was a meme.
Amazon had to get pressured into starting to pay $15 an hour, and this guy was the richest man in the world. Just think about that. That's all I got to say.
But again, I don't want to go down this road too much, but if you watch the documentary of Amazon in their beginnings, the owner of that, who really started from nothing, used to have his office within everybody else, but his table was a door that he found in the trash, propped up with some boards that he found in the trash. Like, he did everything to cut corners.
I think he's Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, but he actually took over the world.
But you understand what I'm saying? Like, at the very beginning, he cut every corner and sacrificed everything to get to where he is.
He kind of looks like Pinky from Pinky and the Brain, if you really think about it.
I've seen him. I know what you're talking about. Which they're making a comeback, so it's awesome. And they're making a comeback on Amazon Prime. Full circle.
Yeah, so that being said, this brings up Amazon. Amazon argues users don't actually own purchase Prime Video content. Did you hear about this one?
Say this again.
They said Amazon argues users don't actually own purchase Prime Video content.
Okay.
So the streamer says...
You want to repeat that in English?
Yes, explain. No, just explain. Yeah.
They're saying if you buy something, you don't own it. As far as Amazon, if you purchased it on Amazon Prime, I believe you don't own it. That's what they're trying to say.
Well, that's with almost any video service, I would imagine. Like, if I buy it, if I buy it on iTunes, if I buy a movie on iTunes, I can only view it on iTunes. If I buy a movie on Xbox, I can only view it on Xbox.
But you own it.
But you don't, because if you leave Xbox or if you leave iTunes, you don't get to take that movie with you.
You can with Apple. You got to pay extra for it.
Right, you have to pay. Yes, you have to. It's an extra service. But if you just buy the movie from these people,
well, here, this is
you can't take it with you.
They're getting sued, and I'm on the side of the sewer. So when Amazon Prime Video users buy content on the platform, what they're really paying for is limited license for on-demand viewing over an indefinite period of time, and they're warned that the company's term of use. That's the company's argument for why a lawsuit or a hypothetical future deletions of content should be dismissed. In April, Amanda Caudell sued Amazon for unfair competition and false advertising. She claims the company secretly reserves the right to end consumers' access to content purchased through its Prime Video service. She filed her putative class action on behalf of herself and any California residents who purchased video content from the service from April 25th, 2016 to present day. So, Amazon says it should be dismissed. They filed a motion arguing that she lacks standing to sue because she hasn't been injured and nothing. She's purchased 13 titles on Prime since filing her complaint. I don't know, is that really a good thing to stand on? But plaintiff claims that the defendant, Amazon Prime's video service, which allows consumers to purchase video content for streaming or download, that's where it misleads consumers because sometimes that video content might later become unavailable if a third-party rights holder revokes or modifies Amazon's license. Now, here's the thing. That, I think they're wrong on. So this is my view on this. Okay, you don't own it. You have to watch it on our platform. I got it. You got to pay for more if you want that. Get it in a different form. But if it is not available to you anymore and they say it's on the platform and you haven't left the platform, then you should be refunded for that, in my opinion.
I agree with you to that extent. Yeah.
If you no longer have access to it.
You have no longer have access on that platform that you bought it for, and you paid that money. Then yes, you should be refunded.
Amazon argues that the site's required user agreement explains that some content may later become unavailable.
That's
of course they bury it. They'll bury it. I bet you that's like on page 500.
Again, so here's the whole thing. Like I have purchased. I'm a PC gamer now, but I used to be an Xbox gamer. But I've purchased a whole lot.
That was for Amazon.
I've purchased a whole lot of content through Xbox. If Xbox all of a sudden became irrelevant or just went under, I would lose all that content because it goes with the Xbox subscription.
Yeah, but that I agree. But that's you moving away. That's not the content.
No. I'm saying if Xbox went under, if PlayStation just completely took over Xbox.
But this is a case of they're not going away. They just they lost the rights to it, or they're pulling it off their service for whatever reason.
That's it's interesting.
Yeah. What the fuck, Amazon?
Well, I mean, I totally agree. If you're going to take away the content that I've already paid for, give me back my money.
Yeah, give me back my money. So, we got the mush of the week, and we're going to play the first 20 seconds of this video. It has to do around the election. Yeah, you're paying for – Alexander says you're paying for the ability to watch it. That's true.
Yeah, we had a comment.
But that's – I argue that they don't present it that way.
Again, it all lies within that whole ridiculous terms and conditions that nobody pays attention to.
I just like this when just take a bite out of your ass, make them a little scared to do something.
Christ. All right, so you're saying play the video we got over here.
Yep.
Right.
So Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports wanted to call the election a little early, and he is a candidate for our mush of the week. We're gonna play the first 20 seconds of it here because I don't want to hear him go on. Great pizza reviews, makes some great content, hilarious, I think. Doing a cheesesteak one because he's in Philly, opening up a sports book. But right now, we are going to show you why he is a strong candidate for Mush of the Week.
Hey, let me be the first guy to say it's a done deal. Donald Trump is once again the president. I predicted it. I've been saying for months. I know it's not official, but it's a done deal. Donald Trump has won this thing. Looks like he's going to win it easy. Not going to get into the reasons on how bad the Democrats are running a campaign and why I knew they'd lose again. That's not important. It's not important who you voted for, Trump or Biden. Here's what's important.
So he's basically saying we have to unite, which I agree with him about. However, that was a couple nights ago. Fast forward, and it has exponentially changed. That was before Michigan and Wisconsin went to Biden. So he's definitely a strong candidate for Mush of the Week. I think he's number one, followed by Fox News calling Arizona early. They had to retract it, so they're a mush. So
I don't think they retracted it, did they?
I think they did.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they did.
Did they? Maybe they did.
I'm pretty sure they did. I don't know why they did. But
I'm Anchorman Mike. I'm here to give you your latest news. They did. Okay, never mind. They did.
All right. That's right.
They did.
So, but, yeah, so, I mean, now I'm going to play it for you guys, but he had a retort to that to give him credit. He did, at least he is a mush that is honest. And not overall, just a mush here. And I'm going to play it for you guys because I think it's kind of funny because I was watching that and I didn't want to be the this isn't going to age well guy, but that didn't really age well. And so here's his response. You got the auxiliary stand up.
Does Dave look spectacular in this suit? I don't know. I'll let the history books figure that one out. So last night, I was the first human in the world to declare Donald Trump the winner of the election. Sorry. I love being first, the rush, the thrill of it all.
Jesus Christ.
So
the rush, the thrill of it all.
Now listen, any one of us could have did that, but it's moving around. You know what I mean? Who knows? Nobody has any idea. That is true. I mean, it's just funny. Yeah, why would he say that, right? He had no idea. He was jumping the gun. He was trying to be first. So he is the mush of the week because now it's been going the other way. So maybe he doesn't finish being a mush, but he kind of is a mush.
Oh, something tells me he's got more to say.
Oh, yeah. He's hilarious, though. I mean, I like his content. So, yeah, recreational pot is approved in New Jersey, but I'm also hearing that you can't grow your own, and it's 400 an ounce. I don't know if anybody out there knows that.
I've been paying attention to that one.
But I'm hearing you can't grow your own. So we'll talk about that later on, leading into the second half of the show. So, but, you know, that is our mush of the week. You know, our cuck of the week, we kind of talked about it there. And our cuck of the week are these people we were talking about earlier that want to go out and, you know, I just was blown away by Philadelphia. One crowd screaming, count the vote. One crowd is screaming, stop the count. And they're out there when cases are spiking for people they've never met. And it just blows my mind. Like, okay, if you want to do it, do it. You're right, both of you. It's not getting out of hand. It's fine. But still, you are a cuck of the week because you're in the corner and you're like, yes, master, what would you like me to do? Ooh, yes, master. Oh, yes, would you like me to do? Oh, Should I touch myself or go protest? I don't know. And I have nothing against protesting. It's like, what are they going to accomplish with it? They're counting the votes. That's it. What, these poor people on the inside, I think about these guys should get a Presidential Medal of Freedom from whoever the president is. The people who are counting these votes for countless hours, that are volunteers for hours, days on end, giving up time out of their personal life, and then they see a mob outside where they're trying to count fucking votes, and they're thinking to themselves, I don't need this shit. I just did this to help out. And now I see a mob outside?
Here's my whole thing, and I always thought about this. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm going to get it correct. I've always thought about this with crowds like this and mobs and protesters. Who has time in their busy workday to go out and do this for hours? Where are their kids? If they're kids, where are their parents? If they're parents with their kids, you're messed up. It's just an unbelievable.
I don't know if these were kids. These were full-grown adults, but I feel
they
like
look like adults. Yeah,
it's like I just am fascinated by. Listen, everybody's gonna back their guy. They have certain reasons. I'm not putting down one side or the other for that, but I just feel like both sides look at their guy and they're like, you know what? We're gonna go in the streets. They're saying to vote. They're saying to stop the count. We're gonna say count every vote, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? 2020 is just relentless. I cannot wait for this year to end because what's next? Right? And then it's like I said, it's like being in a time loop. Like we're like, okay, this is the same shit every day. You getting the news is like hypnotizing everyone. Everybody's just sitting there like this.
Eyes open, mouth.
Oh, I got a text. Hold on.
Jaw dropped.
Right? I mean, it's like, and I had caught myself doing it. I'm like, why am I even? I'm like, I'm turning this shit off right now, and I'm putting on sports talk, something that could be completely not related to it. I think I'm going to start watching cooking shows or something like that. I don't know, but
Food Network.
The Food Network, yeah. But definitely the American people are the cucks of the week because everybody's looking at the TV, including myself, having a cuckish persona, looking at the same shit getting recycled every hour. And they're definitely, I was talking to Pat about this, who we'll bring on momentarily. I was talking to Mike earlier. I definitely think the news channels are stretching out as much coverage as they can for the same fucking nugget over and over again. It's like when SportsCenter back in the day used to play like a half an hour show for like 7 hours of all the clips and but I'm like, and I watched it and I'm sitting there, I'm off last night, I'm like, I got to get away from this. What the fuck?
Yes, absolutely.
I almost watched Harry Potter or something like that. That's how bad it
I mean, that's not a bad thing. Why
I've never seen a Harry Potter.
What?
I've been to the village.
Never played
I've
with
been
a
to where
wand?
it was filmed in London.
Sit there, play with your wand.
You're a Harry Potter fan,
dude.
Jamie?
I've watched every one multiple times.
I'm not surprised you are, but I'm surprised Jamie is.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I've watched them all myself.
I've watched.
You seem like more of a Sound of Music guy, Jamie.
As a matter of fact, I used to watch that a lot.
Did you watch it on Laserdisc or VHS?
Actually, it was VHS.
What, you were right after Laserdisc?
Yes.
Do you remember the Laserdisc?
Dad had one.
You had one?
My dad had one, yeah.
Those things, I don't know how everybody said, you know what, we're going to do a Laserdisc and we're going to make it the size of like 5 Frisbees and mash it together.
Jesus Christ.
It was huge.
Yes.
It's the size of a record album.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they were a little bit bigger.
Wow.
It was crazy. There was only one movie I ever watched on Laserdisc. Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, so the NFL is on fire with the Rona. The Ravens just placed 7 defensive players on the reserve COVID list. But the Packers 49ers headline ugly week of 19 cases for the NFL. There's going to be a week 18, and they're talking about expanding the playoffs. But more than 1/3 of the teams have been hit. Let's go down the list. 49ers, 4 players. I'm not going to read all the players' names. The Packers, 3. The Lions, 1. The Ravens, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Texans, a couple. Cowboys got a couple. The Bears have about 3. The Broncos have about 3 or 2. Or John Elway got it. The Cardinals have about 3. The Eagles have announced that an unnamed player had tested positive for COVID-19, although the identity of the player hasn't yet been revealed. The Colts didn't have any players. I think the Bears shut down their practice facility today. Chris Jones, really good pass rusher for the Chiefs, is on the COVID-19 reserve list. So the lesson is, if you're going to bet, make sure you pay attention to these things. And if you're playing fantasy football, really make sure you're paying attention to these things. And if you have a guy in your lineup and you're not sure if another guy is going to play because of COVID, play the guy that you're sure about because you could end up getting a goose egg. Hopefully your commissioners don't suck in your fantasy football league and they help you out with that. That being said, I mean, it's on fire right now. I feel like this would be getting talked about more if the election wasn't going on. Like, the election will overshadow everything right now. You know what I mean?
Well, the election is absolutely
right now. If you were a bad person, it'd be a good time to have a sex scandal.
Oh, right now, there's nothing that is superseding the election. The election is on every channel. You wake up in the morning, they'll tell you news, traffic, back to the election.
You know what I'm going to talk about next week? I'm going to do a study. Let's see if the election coverage gets higher ratings of Thursday Night Football this week. Pat, what's the under-over on that one? What do you think? Higher ratings. The football game, make sure you're talking to the mic. Make sure he's turned on, guys.
Oh, he's on.
The football game or the election tonight, what gets the higher ratings?
Election.
You think so? Okay, I'm going to go with so we would agree that the football game is the underdog in this matchup.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to go with the underdog. So I don't know. I mean, it's got to be close, but I mean, I don't know if there's a wrinkle in it. Like last night I watched it and they were talking about it. I'm like, you just said that a half an hour ago. What the fuck is that? And they just brought on a different person to repeat the same thing. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It's dollars.
Yeah, I agree. So
it's like the Weather Network when you think a storm is coming.
Another thing that was curious that people will probably be talking about more, and maybe baseball fans, they did the Gold Glove Award ceremony on election night. The baseball did.
What is the Gold Glove Award?
Well, you get a Gold Glove if you're a really good fielder, and it's a pretty prestigious thing.
Yeah, it's the best in the league at
your
their
position.
particular position, with not having any errors and just.
So they did it during election night, but see, baseball is so clueless because I swear they hide their brand on purpose. Why would you do that on the election night? Bad idea, right?
People are on TV. They're going to want to flick back and forth.
Yeah. The only thing that could defeat election night is football. Nothing else can.
I still think people are just going to flip back and forth.
Sure. And you can do that at this point. You know, and
listen to the talking heads.
Yep. They should start doing like newscasts, like in cartoon characters, and people just have like these giant heads on their shoulder.
That would be great.
Yeah. And high pitched voices, like woo! I don't know. Then I watch it. Turn it. Maybe South Park should go live right now and do like an impromptu like election coverage.
Come
on, guys.
That would be amazing.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Count the fucking votes.
I'm texting Matt and Trey right now. I'm telling them that idea.
Come on, guys. This is bullshit. Anyway. And then Mr. Mackey comes out. Okay, guys. We're counting the votes one by one.
That is the worst Mr. Mackey I've ever heard. Yes.
Give me your Mr. Mackey.
Oh wait, I gotta do the drug thing. Drugs are bad. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, I did a bad Mr. Mackey. You're right.
All right, guys. We don't want to do this. Okay.
Yeah.
They should. Pretty good.
Yeah. Well. And you could tell they're running out of words when you watch it. That's funny. I hear them, having a broadcast background. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a fuck up. That's a fuck up. Yep, that's a fuck up. Oh, that's fuck up. All kinds of fuck ups when they get tired. You could tell. People are like getting caught on camera that shouldn't be. There was one girl that got panned to on camera. She's like, I can't hear anyone. And they were like, oh, you had to move away from the picture. Mm-hmm. Then she's back. She's like, hi, guys. So it's just like, anyway. So we're going to cue the music and get into your favorite part of the show. Maybe it's not, but we are going NFL. Don't you leave. Don't you leave. No, I'm just joking. But we're cutting down the games. We're going to teach you about it if you want to learn. If not, you got 38 minutes, and we got 22 minutes. Uncle Pat's in the house. The NFL's on fire with the Rona, and they might be expanding the playoffs. I'm hearing talk of that. Pat, you heard about that, right?
Yeah, 16 teams.
I mean, I don't know if I
like
like that.
Hockey?
Yeah, what is this, fucking hockey? I agree.
It's all about money. They don't pay the players during the playoffs nowhere near what they pay them during the regular season. So they're stretching underpaid players for over-the-top television dollars. Same thing with the elections. Same thing with hurricanes and snowstorms. It's all a matter of...
Although I do love a good hurricane coverage.
if it's a real hurricane.
I mean, I love like a real good one, like where you get to see all the action. Like I'm always looking for like a cow to fly through the air behind the reporter. Or, like
That's a tornado.
I'm hope they don't get hurt though, because I've seen. You ever see that one clip where the reporter got taken out by the stop sign?
Yeah.
You ever see that one, Mike?
I haven't. I'm gonna look it up right now.
They really could have gotten jacked up if that thing came at them like a frisbee.
Thank God it didn't.
Yeah, that could have taken a head off.
Absolutely, it could have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's no joke, guys.
Yeah. Another thing with the NFL is like 3 of the receivers playing for the that's out tonight. We'll talk about that game. They were false positive tests, but they're still not letting them play. Like, what the fuck's that about? I don't get that. But they got to fix that rule. If it comes back, it's a false positive, then they don't have it.
Dude,
that's simple.
They're only protecting our asses when it comes to being sued through their insurance over doing something incorrect. It's all down to the dollars.
Yeah.
It's always
especially
down to dollars.
In this country, but,
Especially when they're not putting their own ass at risk.
Well, that's true.
You be the buffer. You get the fuck out there, risk your life for my game.
Hey, buddy, you go out there, you take the bukkake shot.
Yeah,
here's a pair of goggles. That's what. At least they gave you the goggles, right?
Motherfuckers.
Right. So, nice. Someone just ordered a Toxic Radio shirt. He's number 1 in the queue. He's the first one. I'm just joking. Which one did he order? We'll find that out. So, by the way, we're coming up with a contest next week. We'll be giving away a Take It in a Deep shirt. Okay, one of these, any size. And we're going to give you the instructions on how you can win one of these fabulous shirts free of charge. I won't even make you pay for shipping. That would be pretty shitty. This is free, but the shipping's $30.
Actually, you should hand deliver it to whoever it is.
No, how about...
Yeah, you should.
You should go fuck yourself.
You should.
GFY. Hand deliver it. Someone's going to want one from Tennessee.
That's it. Just do what you're supposed to do. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah. You know what? I've never heard of games get positive tests the day of the game. I found that kind of peculiar, don't you, Pat?
It's all about. Listen, they're just going to set up. They're stacking the deck of cards to deal them the way they want them to come.
Well, that
out.
would explain outbreaks if you're supposed to be bubbled during a quarantine, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how did they come in contact? Because they're breaking the rules.
Correct.
That's okay. That being said, we're going to get to the games. First game of the week we got here is turning into a toilet bowl game.
Tonight?
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's like that annoying diarrhea that won't go away.
Better than your usual Thursday night game.
Well, you got players missing, a lot of injuries. This one's interesting because it's -7 in San Francisco, 2-game losing streak, I believe, for the Packers. 49ers lost as well, pretty resoundingly against the Seahawks in Seattle. It's -7, Packers on the road against the 49ers.
7 or 7.5?
It's 7.
All right.
I'm going to go with, listen, I'm going to go with the 49ers here. I have a gut feeling. And the way I would do this, if you want to bet it, is I would put money on the money line, whatever, $50. Let's say if you're putting $50 on a plus through 238, and then put $50 on the +7 with the Niners. I think one of those two hit. I think you could take the point safely. I'm not saying the Packers are going to lose, but they had to go all the way to San Francisco coming off a loss, and they're horribly injured as well. Their backup running back is ruled out because he came in contact with someone who got COVID, and the guy he was backing up, their starter, has a foot injury. He's going to be there in case of emergency. They had to activate a guy from a practice squad. They're running out of bodies.
Yeah. The nice thing is, though,
both teams,
just like the kid that came up for the Eagles, there are going to be some guys who are really going to stand out that never had a chance to get on a National Football League field in the first place. What's that kid's name for the Eagles that's really has like one of the highest selling jerseys now?
For the Eagles?
Yeah, the new kid that's
Rager?
No.
Fulgham.
That's him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I appreciate that too. I mean, if you want to watch a guy like that, there's a undrafted free agent running back starting for the Niners tonight called Jamichael Hasty.
I like to see somebody have a breakout.
He's got a chance of the breakout game. So Jamichael Hasty
good luck, Jamichael.
Yeah, against the Packers who have a problem stopping the run. I mean, they got waxed by Minnesota in Green Bay. Dalvin Cook had an Al Bundy game and scored 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, going up the middle, it's soft. Green Bay's soft up the middle.
Yeah. They're just not good at stopping the run, but they are good at stopping the pass. But I would be okay with going with the Niners. How do you feel about this game, Pat?
I like the over.
A 48.5? Yeah, I mean, definitely. I could see the over, too. there's a lot of different ways to go in this game. Not horrible, scary at first, but when I thought about it, not as scary. So, next up, Seahawks, Bills, both playoff-bound teams. It's looking like so far in the season. The Bills beat the Patriots. Patriots had them on their heels for a tie, but Newton fumbled the ball, and the Bills did what they needed to do. Their offense hasn't looked as good as it has in the past. Total's 55, up from 53, and the Seahawks are on the road in Buffalo, favored by 3.
I like the under, actually.
You do?
I do.
I like.
If I'm picking a team, I'm going with Seattle. You can't go against Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Not what's expected to be a close game.
I'm going against Seattle, too. I think the Bills should run the ball on the Seahawks, and they'll have a lot of success. However, I don't think they'll do that. They haven't been doing what they should as far as the game plan in the last couple games.
Different players being shuffled in and out. You got to change your game plan on the fly anymore.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Here's another one. Oh, man, I hate to say this again because I'm going to sound like a broken record, and it's bitten me 2 weeks in a row here. But I'm looking at another Bears money line. Plus 228.
Stop it.
They're on the road. They're 6.5-point underdogs in Tennessee. Tennessee just lost to the fucking Bengals last week.
Yeah.
Now, is Tennessee a good team? Yes.
Yeah, they are.
Their defense isn't. I don't know. Can they score? The Bears got a good defense. It's 46.5 seems kind of a low total. In my opinion.
I think it goes below that.
You think so?
I do.
Tennessee plays better at home. They are healthy for the most part. They did lose Twan Taylor. I don't know, man. If you want another money bet pick this week, I'm okay with the plus 228 and the plus 6.5. Bears almost pulled it off against the Saints, but they just seem to shoot themselves in the foot. Their record isn't representative of how they looked. I look at them, and their coach reminds me of Doug Peterson, and I'm just like, both come from the Andy Reid tree, and they just things seem to fall apart on them at the wrong time. So, don't know. But I do know that plus 228 I would take, and I would take the 6.5 points with the Bears.
The Bears.
Now, that's the same. You could lay that bet just like I told you to lay the 49ers bet if you want to, because I think the Bears are going to cover.
Yeah, 50 and 50.
So, next up we got underreported, but I think great game this week. That's not sexy, but Ravens, the original Colts versus the new Colts. the Ravens, who were the Baltimore Colts, and then they moved to the Colts were in Baltimore, and then they moved to Indianapolis, and now the Ravens are in Baltimore. So, old Baltimore versus new Baltimore. The Ravens are favored by 1.5 on the road. Jump down 2 points.
That means to bet in the Ravens.
Yeah. The Colts got a really good defense. This is a tough game to call. I would not be afraid to bet the under on it, though. 47. Both got a good defense. There's going to be a lot of running of the ball. It means the clock will get chewed up quickly. I'd be okay with the under on this. How about you, Pat?
I like the under on it, but I also like Baltimore in this case.
Yeah.
I think they're better than 1.5 points.
Yeah, have a bounce-back game. I think they could cover as well. It wouldn't, plus 105 is all you get on the money line with the Colts. I mean, I see it going under. I don't know if the Colts are going to be able to hold them off. I don't know if I see the Ravens losing 2 in a row. Colts have a really stout defense, though. So, good game to watch. I'm staying away from the game personally.
All right.
But that's my opinion on it. I'm going with the under if I had to bet it. So, next up, we got the I wanted to talk about this, even though I don't think it's a real key game, but it's the Chiefs versus the Panthers.
Great job there, Cookie.
Yeah. Minus 10.5. Now, dropped from minus 11.5. I think they could cover. I mean, I was afraid of them having 19.5, and they covered resigningly against the Jets.
Yeah, they did. I like Kansas City here.
Yeah, me too. I just want to double-digit spread. You get a Fred.
I hate that.
Yeah. If they get up early, I don't think the Panthers are as good as people think they are, in my opinion.
They're not. They're like at the level of like Dallas or the Eagles.
So, speaking of a big spread, Steelers-Cowboys, minus 14, Pittsburgh.
You got to go Pittsburgh. I mean, they're bringing a kid off of a fucking practice squad to replace
DiNucci.
Ben, yeah. So, I mean, this kid's never taken a snap in the NFL. He's going to look like a deer in the headlights. He's going to get killed.
Yeah, I think the Steelers
He's
are going to
get killed.
Yeah, the Steelers are going to beat him. Absolutely.
Yeah, the Steelers' defense is just
Minus
licking their
14.
chops.
Yeah, I see them covering that spread easily.
They'll make that up in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's
14.
It could be a bloodbath. So,
I mean,
41 is the total. 41 and a half.
How many mistakes is this new kid going to make? I mean, it's
I see like a 38-6 game maybe.
Oh, I see pain. I see a lot of pain. I see an ice bath for the quarterback for Dallas on Monday.
Yeah, we got the Dolphins Cardinals.
I like that one.
-4 in Arizona. Cardinals 5-2, fresh off a bye week. I'm taking them. They're my lock of the week. I think the Dolphins just are fooling people, and they're not as good as they are. Tua didn't have a really pretty game last week. It doesn't have to be pretty. They got the W, but they needed a special teams touchdown, and they also needed a turnover on defense that went for a touchdown. So it's not like they were lighting up the scoreboard. I'm going with the Cardinals at home here.
You got a kid that's a freshman, and then you got a kid that's a sophomore.
Yeah.
So the sophomore obviously has an extra year under his belt.
I would say
it's a low point spread. What'd you say? This 3.5?
5. I mean
it's
4.
4.
It went from 5.5 to 4.
Hey, and it's in Miami.
Yep.
I like Miami.
Yeah, I like. No, it's in Arizona. Sorry.
Ah, that makes it a little different. Both warm states.
I'm going Arizona.
I can see you doing that. I'm staying with Miami.
Yeah. Old AFC rival. You know, back to the Cardinals game. I thought this would be maybe a classic letdown game for the Cardinals because they just beat the Seahawks, but that was before the bye, and they went on bye. So I don't know if they're going to have the letdown game. I see a letdown game for the Dolphins because they unexpectedly beat the Rams, and I think they're going to be a little more puffed out like it matters. But if you think the Dolphins are going to win, plus 172 is that money line.
That's a healthy money line for talking about 4 points. That should only be about 145. So
Yeah.
that's actually pretty healthy.
Well, we got another healthy money line, too, although we were talking about this earlier. This is our rivalry game of the week, interdivisional matchup for first place.
Sunday night,
Saints versus Buccaneers in Tampa. Tampa was the first, the game of the year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Saints, and the Saints beat them pretty handily.
Brady's not losing 2 in a row to the same team.
Yeah.
That was the first week of this year.
The Giants gave them all they can handle, though. I will say that.
Giants aren't as horrible as everybody seems to think. They got flashes. They're not going to be consistent by no means.
Yeah. Well,
but they're guys.
They have the same problem the Eagles have. They get a quarterback turning the ball over a lot. That hurts the defense. Defense isn't bad. Giants' defense is pretty decent. That's why they were able to get the game close at first.
Except for the Giants only paying their quarterback around $300,000 a year versus the $30 million that the Eagles are playing.
Yeah, but that's nothing for a quarterback these days.
No, I understand, but that means you can spend a whole lot more money on the team around them.
Well, that's the problem. They did that, but it didn't seem to work out. They made wrong choices on the offensive line, and that's a big problem for the Giants.
Yeah, that's huge.
So, this Buccaneers game, though, Bucks are -4. Total went from 54.5 to 51.
I thought it would have went up.
Yeah. You said you like this for a parlay, right?
Yeah, I do. I like. I also like the over with this one. That would be my parlay of the week.
So Bucks and the over at 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. Plus 179 for the Saints. Saints really struggled with a struggling Bears team last week. I watched a lot of that game. They're banged up a little. They should be getting Michael Thomas back. Bucks have a pretty stout defense. Divisional game. I just don't see the Bucks letting this one slip away. This is for first place. This is meaningful football on a Sunday night. Drew Brees versus Tom Brady for the touchdown record, which has been going back and forth like a fucking seesaw
for a year. Yeah,
I love when everybody. That's why I laugh.
You're not going to see this again in our lifetimes. Two guys going for this record.
That's true.
That go up against each other. I mean, right now it looks like another game, but this is going to be looked back in football history as a monumental battle back and forth for who has the most touchdowns in a career. And it's still up in the air.
Cowboys fan, I'm still in the ice bath. Cowboys are, man, they're messed up. Eagles are on bye this week, my friends, so we won't be talking about them.
They're pitiful.
Yeah, pretty bad. Only 15 points on that. Cowboys defense is inexcusable. The Jets-Patriots got another rivalry game there. They're both pitiful. This is kind of interesting, though. Jets are 0-8. I think they're trying to cruise and fly their way, pun intended, to 0-16. Patriots are 2-5. They gave the Bills a run for their money. -7 on the road. I think the Patriots can beat these guys by a touchdown.
I think the Jets win this game.
Well, if you feel that way, because I don't, plus 275 is the money line for the Jets.
They're going to win one game this year.
Who? The Jets?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be this week, huh?
Yeah, it's got to be one of the next 8 weeks, right? So why not this week?
I don't know.
I mean, that's also a rivalry game. They kind of hate each other.
Yeah, but the coach is a dunce for the Jets.
He's a dunce.
It's just so bad.
Maybe he gets hit with like a football on the head and gets knocked out for the game. I don't know.
Maybe.
He's an idiot. The owner's a moron, too. Keeps hiring these wrong people. Like Taylor Swift picking boyfriends.
I didn't know she picked a lot of boyfriends.
She's an idiot.
Okay. Taylor, I'm sorry. Don't get upset. She's a listener. No, I'm just joking.
That's all right. Somebody's got to tell the truth. Anybody getting paid from her will just kiss her ass. Somebody's got to tell the truth.
We're going to send that note. So, man, it's fucking hot in here. I don't know what it is, but is it
I wore a long sleeve shirt, and that was incorrect.
Oh, so you do feel hot?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It is like soup to nuts in here. Mike, stop cheaping out on the air conditioning. What the fuck?
Really, you'd bitch if it was too cold and say you're cheaping out on the heat.
I'd rather be too cold than too hot, honestly.
So should we open up the fridge and just leave it open?
Yeah, I want you to get in front of the fridge, open it up, and blow the air toward me manually.
How about you do all the blowing you want once you open up the fridge?
You're right. You got a lot of hot air. It'll turn into dry ice.
Is
that how dry ice works? No? Okay. I don't know how dry ice works. I've never been a dry ice expert. Is there any upsets you like this week, Pat?
None that are big. I mean, the games that I like, they're within a field goal anyway, and to me that's damn near an even up game anyway. But that's always a good way to look. I said what I said, and I'll stick by it.
Yes, he says what he says, and I'll stick by it.
That's right.
His final answer. Okay, cool. Okay. So, oh, bless you. So, yeah, and another one too. Broncos Falcons. That's going to be a barn burner. 50 points, I think, is a gift for that game. And it's in Atlanta for over. I definitely would take that.
I like Atlanta.
There are 4-point home favorites, which is surprising. But yeah, like I told you, my money line pick of the week is the Bears at plus 228. I just have a feeling, could be wrong.
My money bet of the week was the Jets.
The Jets at plus 275. Okay.
Yeah, and I hate the Jets.
Yeah. You got the Houston Texans at the Jaguars. That's a toilet bowl game.
That sure is. I like the Jaguars there. I mean, again, when you got two toilet bowl.
Deshaun Watson's the only exciting part about that game.
Man, he's clumsy-dozy. You can't count on him being consistent.
Lions-Vikings, Matthew Stafford on the COVID-19 list, so...
Minnesota.
He might play it. Minnesota has no defense, though, but they are favored by 4.5 points, jump from 3. So, I'm going to go on Minnesota because the Lions seem to fuck me every time I try to bet on them. So,
yeah.
I'm going to go with the Vikings. And that's that as far as football this week. Be safe out there, and just don't get in a trance, like I said. If you find yourself, maybe just flick yourself in the face like an angry crab raccoon. Like, oh, I'm watching the election again and again and again and again.
Fuck it. Live your life, folks.
Yeah, well,
Come on.
we were saying before you got here, traffic is non-existent. Did you notice that driving?
I have.
Non-existent. So it's almost like it felt like driving to work the other morning, the Wednesday morning, it felt almost like a weekend.
All 4 fucking miles that you go?
Yeah, that's a good judge because there's a lot of traffic in between there.
Well, I come in, from Jersey, and there's no more short traffic going. And coming up 95 and up the Blue Route, it was like a Saturday. So
nice.
It's really is non-existent.
Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening in.
Be good to each other.
And be good to each other. And this is the Godfrey, not saying goodbye, just saying take it deep.